Salutations, internet goers. It is I, William the Zelda fan, and we're back here, in the sky, where we last left off on this island. I think last I took a bunch of screenshots saying, hey, look, this is what I did last time, so you could be caught up and you can know, hey, why are you on that sky island? So that you could figure out, why am I on the sky island? Anyways, that's where we were, because we were trying to get to that shrine, and we got to it. I've decided I'm probably going to do most of those shrines off camera, because, you know, shrines are kind of, you know, all the same in a way. I mean, in this game, the shrines are actually really good, you know. They're actually all very different and interesting puzzles. Even the combat ones are cool too, because in Breath of the Wild, the combat shrines were just different enemies. The same enemy, but just different levels, like level 1, 2, and 3, you know, easy, medium, or hard. And in this game, the combat shrines are actually different types of combat, you know, like parrying or headshots with a bow, or I don't even know, some other ones, but they all take the different types of combat that you can do and specify on what it is, which is exactly what I want. And anyways, the real thing of why I want to say this is this video is going to be a reactionary video, because I did a lot of stuff. I recorded I recorded 3 videos in the same time, and the footage you're seeing is sped up 320%. So that way we can react to the things that I'm doing, because so much happened when I was trying to get into the air temple. If it took me 10 minutes, 30 minutes, it took me probably around 2 hours to do all this stuff. So I'm gonna be speeding that up into 30 minutes. So you'll be seeing all that kind of stuff. But we got the paraglider, which is a huge advancement, by the way. I mean, I'm a little irritated. Like, we could have got that really early on, you know, right from the beginning. But I just felt like I wanted to explore a little bit. I wanted to see what the land had to offer me, and you'll realize how much easier this section is the intended way, other than using all your resources with the gliders and the rockets and the flying or whatever. We still resort to some of those because the glider isn't the greatest, but you soon realize how much you need it. And in fact, I think you do need it, actually. You can't actually do this without it. So unfortunately, we did lose a little bit of parts there from that Zonai. But, you know, those parts aren't exactly why we're going up here. We're going up here for the air temple. We're going up here for the special abilities that we get. And we use a mixture of a lot of different things. We use the ascend ability here. And we use the glider. And we actually do use some rockets and the glider. So we're gonna be climbing up this thing, and well, like I said, reactionary video and all. The first time I came through this section, there was a flux construct, which I'm not really sure what flux means at this point. Flux construct, maybe just some living thing. Maybe flux actually has a definition of its own, and that's what they're using here. But I came through here the first time, and I wasn't planning on saving, since I had used so much materials to get out here in the first place. But I did save, since I defeated the flux construct so easily and got to this point before. But I wasn't able to progress because I didn't want to use any of my wings again. And actually, that's a lie. So we actually did progress quite a bit after this, but I didn't remember. So we did progress a little bit after this, but not too far, because we got knocked out by that windstorm thing. And at this point, I didn't realize how to get in there. So I thought maybe the glider is going to shed some new light on this situation. And, you know, when I first saw those Aerokudas, those giant bat things flying through the air, I thought they were going to go over there and pick up those Zonai, and then they were going to attack me together. But I forgot that the Zonai and Ganon's forces hate each other. And the Zonai kind of hate you too, because they can't tell you apart. Interestingly, actually shamefully, I fell for the classic blunder of the bridge falling when you fall across it. So I was a little irritated. I was like, darn, I walked all this way. I don't have to do it again. So I resorted to tactic number 1, which was building a ship. This time I'm only going to use one rocket, because we're kind of running low on those. So I put it in the front. Thought that would be a good spot to put it, because we already have the back full of fans. And it actually was the best spot. It angles you slightly upwards, which is perfect. But it failed again, and I fall out of the sky for the second time. And now I was really upset, because I did not want to have to climb all the way up there again. But unfortunately for me, we have to actually climb up there, dropping the rock. But no big deal. We use the ascend ability, get a little head start, since we didn't realize that we could do that before. And we get back to the spot where we make the glider. And I thought, do I really want to make a glider? Let me not. So instead, I make 2 rocket shields because I thought I would use one, and then I'll just use the other one in the air. And you can't do that. So I wasted a rocket again. I wasted a glider. I wasted the rockets. And that almost, could you count that as a third fall? But there was nothing else I could do, It's either I fail and don't try again, and that means I lose, or I fail and keep trying again, which means I don't lose and I just keep trying. So that's what we do, because we want to get inside that air temple, and we want to get all those good loots, and we want to get that special ability, because we already know we're going to get a special ability. That's how Zelda works. You beat a temple, you get an ability. Well, that's how the last one works, so that's how probably this one works, since they use the same formula. And look away, because we almost fall for that same trick again. But we don't even test it the 4th time. I mean, we almost fell for it 3 times. And we use a rocket to get across that bridge easily, since we were not gonna fall for it a 2nd time, now would we? Luckily, we were able to react that 2nd time. And I'm noticing here that I really do like playing on the pro mode, but I can't see how much health I have. So I was a little low on health there. I didn't realize, since I couldn't see my health. And I thought, oh, great. I almost felt like stop playing at that point, because I had fallen 4 times, and I died. So I thought, I'm going to have to do this a 5th time. I do not feel like doing that. But I loaded back, and it put me right there. So it must have auto-saved right at that moment. And luckily, whenever I'm using the amiibos, I use them up here in this snowy area. And it made all the fish and meat frozen whenever they dropped on the ground. So what that meant for me was, free food, free extra healthy food. So I use those to defeat the enemies here and recover some health. And the captain's horns were gonna be very useful with the Gerudo Scimitar, since if you fuse an item with the Gerudo Scimitar, it doubles the damage, which is insane. And I thought I could use a balloon here. This is awesome. I felt like such a Zelda player in this moment when you put the flame emitter inside the balloon and then you use the balloon emitter to climb upwards. That was just so cool. What an amazing mechanic, and what an amazing way to think about it. I felt so smart when I did that. I was like, oh, I figured this out, man. I didn't even, and you saw how fast I figured it out too. Like, I felt really good about that. Anyways, our mission now is to get inside that giant air bubble, and luckily we have some frost-resistant clothing from the amiibos we've been grinding out, and I got the Vaw Meadow helmet, and we pretty much wear this exact outfit for the rest of the time. The frost bottom, which we found on the starting island, may I remind you, and also the Vaw Meadow helmet. For those of you who have seen the air temple and have completed the air temple, you see what's wrong with this picture already. You see what's wrong with this picture. But for those of you who have not, I'll just have to let you figure it out the same way that I figured it out. This section of climbing up the boats, it was grueling for me, for sure. I think I even failed once. And I was gonna have to climb back up, but then I remembered we actually hit up a shrine like right before we got to this point. So there was kind of like a checkpoint, and you're not really even supposed to be able. I think they set up these ships where you're not supposed to be able to do this part yet, like just quite yet, until you acquire something. I don't want to say what it is, but until you acquire something. And unfortunately, we get kind of stuck out here. Because the wind is blowing against us, we have to follow the wind. But if we follow the wind, there's no more ships over there for us to use. So we fight this current like a madman. It would have been so much faster just to fast travel back to the shrine that we had just got and return. I think we make it to this sheet here, and we actually managed to get up on this try, since we have to aim for a much further ship. Yeah, no, I don't think we do it this time. Actually, I think we have to try again. Attempt number 1. You already know, first try. First try. But no, it was not the first try. This took forever to do. But at this point, yeah, this is the point I realized, oh, we need to go real far. See that ship way out there? Yeah, we need to hit that one. So without hesitating, this time I go all the way out here, barely making it, jumping off the rafter there, and I think they tried to set it up to where you couldn't do that, but I did do it, and now we're here. So in the next episode, I'm going to go into that giant bulb. Or will I? If you already beat this place. If you beat this place, you know what I have to do. If you haven't, then you'll just have to see the next episode. And if you already have, well then, see the next episode anyway. See how I deal with this problem.
Thank you for watching my video. If you liked what you saw, like the video, subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, and comment your favorite part down below. Peace off!
But I did do it, and now we're here. So in the next episode, I'm gonna go into that giant bulb.
Are you sure about that?
Alrighty, just a 10-minute power nap, huh? Where am I?
Alright, glider construction 101. I mean, how hard could this really be? All you gotta do is put a couple fans on, a couple rockets on, a couple controllers on. I mean, this is most definitely gonna work. It did not work.